Rural Heritage on RFD TV is brought to you by Rural Heritage Magazine, a bi-monthly magazine featuring articles about farming and logging with draft animal power, small-scale diversified family farming and homesteading, and other aspects of our rich rural heritage. Rural Heritage Magazine, borrowing from yesterday to do the work of today. For subscription information, please call 319-362-3027 or order online at www.ruralheritage.com.
Three judges. They've got sheets out there for each plot, and they're looking for 10 criteria. We'll start out with straightness, and I'm sure in your video you've seen them painting lines and marks and stuff out there. They're trying to get a little advantage and make sure they keep it straight. All right, the depth of the furrow, which is half the width of their moldboard. If they got a 12-inch plow, they need to be going 6 inches. If it's 14, it's 7. 16 needs to be 8 inches deep. Then we look at the headland, where they start out and throw the dirt together. And we ask the judges, what do you want? You want it rolled right together? Do you want to see one lapped a little? And we work that out and tell everybody before we start. Basically, then throwing the dirt out, which is throwing out of the land. That's like going down along the fence. Don't throw it through the fence. Get it right along the edge. Keep it on your property. Basically, we tell them, there's your plot. That's your property. You plow it. Don't interfere with anybody else. So that's the way that works. And then they'll start to crown toward one side, leave an open furrow on that side. They'll be throwing the land out on the other side, then they'll plow together and have a dead furrow almost in the middle of the plot. So it's to take all the aspects that we wanted to see that you know how to do and put it in a small space. That's what we came up with. We all lean on each other. Probably right here in the county, I'm the only one with draft horses now. 3 or 4 years ago, there were 3, 4, or 5 of us. I think now I'm the only one left that has draft horses or whatnot. But with the farm and all we got, it was an opportunity to share all of that with these folks because they were sharing with us in the past. So when I grew up, the horses and mules were used here. So the community has urged us to keep it going. I'm out here working horses from time to time, and folks stop on the road, pull in the driveway, come talk. It may be a neighbor, it may be somebody you've never seen before. So there's a common bond that, this is the way we got to where we're.
Yeah. And we were a little odd. A lot of the boys my age, they never harnessed a horse.
Right.
They don't know anything about it. Well, my dad, he stayed with truck crops, and of course the truck crops, it was just easier and better to tend them with horses, So, he grew all that stuff. We started with cucumbers, cantaloupes, watermelons, tomatoes, and ended up with sweet potatoes, and that was Thanksgiving before we finished that. So,
Right.
And he plowed. He never plowed out a sweet potato except the plow that my grandson will be using today. He bought that just for sweet potatoes.
Okay.
It was bigger.
So most of what you were putting in then was with the transplanter then?
Yeah. We're doing a transplanter.
So you need a nice slow team for that.
Pair of mules.
Yeah.
My brother and I, he sat on one side and I sat on the other, and we fed her. Yeah, that's the way it went.
They got some pretty fancy transplanters now out there.
Oh,
The guys
yeah,
are using
yeah.
those big water wheels and
Oh,
laying
yeah.
down the mulch layer and all of that.
Oh yeah.
You didn't have quite have that kind of
No. We still got the old transplanter.
Yeah.
Don't use it, but yeah, we still got it.
So you've been doing this with this group here for about 10 years, you say? You've been coming to this?
Yeah, 10 or 11. I think this might be our 11th year. I'm not
So
sure.
you were going to Ohio before it come down here?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
When we started, it was in Ohio. Then it went to Tennessee, and then another place in Kentucky, and then I think this is the fourth time here.
Okay. All right. Some pretty good plowmen come to this.
Yeah. Competition's pretty keen.
Uh-huh.
You get some of the guys from, some of the best guys in the nation, I guess, come.
Yeah. Although it doesn't seem real cutthroat
No.
competition.
No, you come not because of the plowing, really. You come because of the people. You get acquainted with them, and it's just sort of a homecoming each year when we come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an old, I think so, an old John Deere plow.
Did you put the seat on it?
Yeah.
Did you? Works good for you.
Yeah, it does. That's the first time I ever tried 4 abreast. I normally do 2 and 2 or 3 and 3.
Yeah.
And
Is it drafting on you?
it's not bad.
It looks like it's working good.
Yeah, it was originally, I put another little bar on it here to kind of ended the side draft on it,
Yeah.
and that helped it. It ain't the horse's fault. They're a little disappointed in the driver, but it's not their fault.
No, they work good.
Yeah, they're doing good.
Yeah. It's a little sticky, isn't it?
A little bit. I have no excuse.
I know. I'm not trying to give you any. You're doing
No.
fine.
I enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, 4 abreast is tricky.
Yeah.
It really
I
is.
do 4 abreast a lot for like hay and stuff.
Right. Exactly.
And discing, I'll put 5 or 6 abreast, but for plowing, I do 4 abreast when I use a single bottom plow.
Okay.
And breaking a colt.
Yep. Yep.
So
Put the colt in the middle.
actually I put him on the outside
Do
usually.
you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I try not to jockey stick anything. That way they'll learn to go in lines like that.
Are you bit to bit? I didn't even look.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a
Yeah, I
nice
like
way to
that.
do it.
Yeah.
It's a nice way to do
It's
it.
easier on their mouth.
It really is. Yeah. No, it's-
And if you're easy on them and they get to trust you and mind you,
exactly.
it's hard to tell what they could do for you.
Yep.
I'm Donnie Ryan. I'm from Seaman, Ohio, southern Ohio. We're about 25, 50 miles from the Ohio River. I live on a small farm. I've had horses for over 40 years. I got started in the draft horses probably 30 years ago. Started out with a crossbred Belgian team. Then I decided wanted Percheron, so I moved into the Percheron Association. From there, we done field work and county shows and fairs and different things. Then I got involved with the group that puts on this plowing competition, and we started out plowing in the Ohio plowing competition. Started out at Londonderry, Ohio, and then they moved to Dayton, Ohio, to Carriage Hill. I followed them from London to Carriage Hill. I plowed numerous years. I don't know for sure how many. I won the Ohio plowing 4 years. I won the U.S. out of Carriage Hill 3 years. Since then, horses have failed, and I've changed my habits, so I no longer have horses and do competition plowing, but I still love to be involved. This is my first year for judging. I've judged a lot of small events, but I consider this a large event and stuff, and I think it's very successful. I love being here, I love the people, and love the friendship. The plot has 10 categories. Probably better use the cheat
go ahead.
sheet.
Sure.
The depth of furry, straightness of the furry, the headland, how the crown has formed on the headland, the bottom of the furry as to how level it is, cleanliness of the furring wall, is it straight, is anything falling back in. Throwing out of the land, we set up perimeters and have what we call a land and a field. You throw it into the fence or whatever. So we judge on that. Straightness is where we stop at the ends to see if everybody stops in the same spot. Cleanliness of the finishing furry or the dead furry, depending on how people considered, and see how neat and clean the bottom is. Make sure we stay within the flags. And Teamstership, how the drivers control the horses and treat their horses and do that. And a lot of people, they feel that fitting of the harness should be a part of the judging too. We never did, but I always have to look, because an old man taught me how the harness is supposed to fit, and it's stuck in my mind. So
Sure. Right,
Howard
it's hard
Bowl,
not to look for it.
Yep, Howard Bowl was a gentleman that every time I showed him my horses or pictures of them, he would tell me what was wrong with them, and then I'd go home and adjust them.
Yeah. I don't let this thing drag, I just plug it up. Get up, come on. 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 Get in there, Beth. That. Hey.
You're fine.
Whoa. A little bit. Hey, a little bit. A little bit. A little bit. A little bit. Whoa. Okay, girl. Hey, that. Great.
Pioneer Equipment again graciously gives us a $250 gift card to the High Point winner. The score is 278. Mike Atkins. Thank you. Now, I've got another one. And the guy over here behind the camera, Rural Heritage Magazine, donated us a gift subscription. We wanted to recognize somebody, took the opportunity. We've named a runner-up High Point. Mike, get ready, they're coming for you. A score of 271. And guess who that is? Megan? Here
you go. Yeah, better watch it, Mike.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody say Atkins.
You didn't say hysterical. Got it?
This program is available for purchase. To order your copy, please call 319-362-3027 or visit www.ruralheritage.com. Rural Heritage is a bi-monthly magazine dedicated to draft animal farming and logging, as well as other aspects of our rich rural heritage. It is published by Mishka Press, which also offers a complete line of back-to-the-land books, DVDs, and calendars. Call or write for a catalog or subscription information, or visit our website at www.ruralheritage.com.